Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Unique Items. Today we're on our way to obtain an item which, believe it or not, is actually fairly useful for low-level characters. And that is the... well, I'm not going to ruin the surprise. I'm almost there. So as you can see, we have the Tainted Sun altar here, and when you click on the Tainted Sun altar, you obtain the Amulet of the Viper. The Amulet of the Viper is a very interesting item because it does not have a level requirement. It can be dropped for lower level characters in Act 1. So if, for instance, you had a bunch of mules, you could, for instance, fill your mules with various items to enhance their capability at lower level. You cannot, however, put the Amulet of the Viper inside of your shared stash, so this has to be done in a way that that allows this item to be transferred. So what you have to do is you have to actually join a game with someone else who is lower level, or create a game online. And believe it or not, online games will actually stay open for a short period of time. So what you would do is you would go in, you would grab the amulet from the temple, take the amulet to normal difficulty in Act 1. You would drop the amulet on the ground. Then you would log out with your main character, log back in with your level 1 character, and pick up the Amulet of the Viper. And this would allow you to equip the Amulet of the Viper on a level 1 character. And the stats for a level 1 character are actually surprisingly good. This particular video was actually requested by Darbian. If you haven't seen his videos, he's a speedrunner, and he actually makes some pretty cool stuff. He broke the Super Mario 1 speed record a while back, and he just recently beat Bayou Billy's speed record, which is a old Nintendo game, sorry, NES. So quick shout out to Darbian. Thanks for the suggestion, sir. And this particular amulet's stats are static, of course, so they are not going to change at all. It also is important to talk about the technicality of the fact that it's not actually an amulet, despite the fact that it says that it's an amulet. This is technically a quest item, and it is also technically the head of a staff. So despite the fact that it's not actually an amulet, you can actually wear it in the amulet slot. This amulet has plus 10 to life, which is great for a little level 1 character, plus 10 to mana, which is great for a little level 1 character. In fact, I think a lot of level 1 characters like paladins and stuff like that actually start with 10 mana. So you're literally doubling your mana with one move. You also get 25% poison resistance, which is absolutely great for fighting Andariel. So not only can you get a fairly nice bonus to your life and mana for free, essentially, but you can also grab the 25% poison resistance as well. And there are very, very, very few amulets that you are going to be able to put on at level 1. They're going to be better than this. In fact, the majority of the amulets that you find along the way up from normal difficulty at level 1 to the point where you find Amulet of the Viper are actually pretty garbage. You generally don't find a lot of amulets, and you also generally don't find a lot of good amulets, let alone amulets that are better than Amulet of the Viper. So it's actually a pretty solid little low-level move to give your character an Amulet of the Viper, so they can utilize it later. The previous video, before this one, we were talking about the Hellforge Hammer, and you can combine the Hellforge Hammer with the Amulet of the Viper to have 2 quest items on at the same time, which is pretty darn cool. You can also do the staff, believe it or not, but the staff, I think, does actually have a requirement. Might have to do a video on that one, too. This particular amulet, though, in this particular style of sort of twinking out your characters, does require that you have a higher level character. So it's not something that you're going to be able to do in a regular playthrough. And this is important to note because if you're just starting out, if you're a level 1 character who has absolutely no way of getting to Act 2 difficulty, there's no way for you to grab this amulet for your level 1 character. However, the funny thing is that even as you level up, regular character the regular way, when you finally do get your hands on the Amulet of the Viper, it's usually still the best amulet that you can put on at that particular time, which is a laugh. So from the point where you click on the altar in the Viper Temple, all the way up until the point where you put the staff in the hole in Duriel's tomb. The funny thing is you can literally just be wearing this amulet the entire time that you were going up to that point, which I think is pretty funny. If you have multiple people in the game also, you don't necessarily have to have your amulet disappear. So what you can do is only one person really needs the staff. So what you can do is you can go to normal difficulty real quick. You can drop your amulet on the ground, come back with a mule, pick up the amulet, and then come back with your main character, and let the person with the staff put the staff in the hole so that you can open the tomb and fight Duriel. And just like that, you have yourself a little tiny amulet with some really big stats for a level 1 character. Bink. Now, granted, my character has 8,159 mana because she's cheated in. But do not let that dismay you from the fact that the Amulet of the Viper is probably, actually, it is the best level 1 amulet that you could possibly put on a character. It's too bad you can't do level 1 duels. It would be funny to like outfit your character with all of the level 1 equipment that you could possibly put on, and then everybody goes out into the Ettenmoors and tries to I said Ettenmoors, the Bloodmoor, the Bloodmoor, and try to kill each other with godlike equipment that has no level requirements. Usually I go over how to find the amulet, but obviously we already covered that. You pick it up from the altar. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when they are about the Amulet of the Viper, which is really not an amulet, but it is an amulet. But it's not an amulet. Anyway, keep watching.